it is Melissa Marro back again here in my warehouse, and it is about 1,000,000 degrees in here. So if you see me sweating, I just apologize up front, but I do want to talk with you about an important topic, and that is hiring. So this week it has been on my mind a lot as we are ready to add some additional staff members, and sadly, my daughter Lily has put in her 2-week notice. Apparently, it is time for the baby bird to leave the nest and no longer wants to work for mom and dad. So now I am back to the joys of hiring. And so as we look at embarking on filling such a powerful position in our company, we do typically about 45 vacant staging jobs a month, and she manages all of the contracts and all of the scheduling, as well as 1,000,000 other activities. So it's going to be a really important role to fill. So as we're looking at doing this, here's our strategy, and I hope you find it helpful. The first thing is, while she's still in the role, and if you're in the case of you haven't hired an admin, consider that you're going to be the one doing this instead of having the person who's currently doing the job doing it, or in this case, actually that's you. So what I have her doing for her last 2 weeks is actually making a note of every single thing that she does. So she's got a spiral notebook, and if she answers the call, she's actually going to write down that she answered a call, what the call was about, and how she responded to it. If she needs to provide any additional data, she's also writing that down, not only what the data was, but where she got it. And as we do this for every single activity for the next 2 weeks, as arduous as it sounds, what it'll actually give us is the basis to start forming a method of procedures. So what we'll do with that data is we'll actually break it all down, so when we're ready to hire somebody new and train them, we'll have a manual that actually outlines if this, then that. So when someone calls asking a question, there'll be a certain specific method of procedures. So they'll be able to go to that section of the manual and actually know not only how to answer the question, but where to find the documentation, and moving from there, be able to proceed. The other thing we're doing is we're implementing a set of videos, short videos. So we use screen capture software on our laptops and desktops. And what we're doing is when we're, let's say, editing photographs, because there's a certain way we like to edit the photographs to put our watermark on, resize them, and then put them away. We file them into Dropbox, and then how we send them to the customer, and then how we mark that all into our systems. So with that, what she's doing is she's doing a system of screen capture with the assignments as she's doing them and walking through the process, so that the next person who sits in that chair after me, when I fill in for her, when they're hired, will not only have the manual of if this, then that procedures, but they'll actually be able to watch videos on how it's done. And that's not to say that the new person won't need any additional procedural help when they're here. Of course they will. But it should reduce the amount of time that they need to call me or another staff member to find out how do I do this, especially on common things that are relatively easy to learn. One thing to remember, however, when you are training someone that's new, is that it generally takes 7 to 10 times longer to learn the activity than the activity is. So if it's a 5-minute activity, you can count on them needing probably about 50 hours of training on that 10-minute activity. And that is a lot, but that's kind of how it works. So I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at melissa@rave-jacksonville.com. And also check out our training on stagingandredesign.com. Thanks.